It's another beautiful day in North Texas. Welcome. I'm Bob and welcome to Bob's Pistols and Paydirt channel. Today we're going to be looking at some gold paydirt from Juneau, Alaska. And we're going to be discussing a little bit about this lovely pistol here. This is a Smith Wesson Model 13. It's got some Packmark grips. This pistol was really favored by law enforcement. I believe in 1974, it was issued to the FBI and was one of their very favorite revolvers to carry at the time. The precursor to the Model 13 was the Model 10. This particular pistol here, I've actually looked up the serial number and I still can't find the exact date that this was made. But it's a beautiful little revolver. It's a 357 Magnum, or you can shoot 38 Special out of it. Beautiful little revolver. It's got the heavy barrel, fixed sights, and recessed chambers. This is the Model 13 No Dash, so I ended up picking this pistol up, goodness, back in the 1980s. I found it at a gun show and picked it up. And anyway, just wanted to kind of pair that with this gold paydirt. I'll tell you a little bit more about the paydirt here in a minute. I believe later on I'll actually do just a shooting video with this pistol. I moved here to this ranch. Actually, it's just a cabin. Didn't really move here, but got a cabin out here, get out on the weekends, this type of stuff. And I quickly realized that I needed something a little bit bigger, like this 357 Magnum round, because there are big wild hogs, big wild boars out here. And I had no idea that they were so nasty and so aggressive, I'll put it. I'd been carrying a little 22 pistol on my side while I was out here to take care of little slithery, pesky things that go cha-cha-cha-cha-cha with their tails. And, but yeah, I think this little baby is the one to take. It's 2020, time for early voting. Y'all get out there and vote. Do the right thing and vote, and let's move forward with 2020 and get the election and all those crazy election commercials and get all this behind us and move forward into a new year. Okay, I'll be right back and we'll talk just about the paydirt. Okay, getting here a little bit to the paydirt we got. This comes from a company called goldnuggetsales.com. And this is the 3 pounds, 3 grams of gold nuggets guaranteed. Great way to, a great bag of paydirt with 3 pounds of Juneau beach sand with a guaranteed 3 grams of gold. It says it's guaranteed all of the gold is from Alaska, but not necessarily from the beaches. Most of it's going to be plus 10 mesh. And yeah. Everyone likes gold, let alone so big chunky gold. So being new to gold panning, I've panned a little bit, but I really kind of have more fun with the big stuff. So last couple bags I did had some pretty small gold in it, and it was very challenging. So looking forward to having some fun and getting some beautiful chunky gold. All right, let's go get it classified. Okay, time to tear this thing open and classify it down. Package came in really nice. It was basically triple bagged. You can see everything's intact, looks great. Here we go. See what we got. Vacuum seal, Velcro seal. See what we got in here. Looks pretty interesting. Ooh, lots of mica. All right. Take a look here real quick at some bigger rocks. Beautiful. All right. Well, I hope this has some really chunky stuff in it as well as some little fine stuff. Oops, bumped the camera. There's a little piece of chunky chunk right there. Oh yeah, lots of fun. Okay, I'm gonna classify this down. Got some high-tech classifiers. Got two different kitchen strainers. This one's very coarse and this one is much thinner. I'm gonna put this one at maybe a 10 squares per inch, and this one probably 20 to 22, maybe 24 squares per inch. So let's get it started. See what we can get going. I'm gonna need a scoop for this. I'll be right back. Okay, I couldn't find a scoop, but I got this handy dandy little plastic tub here, so we're gonna use it instead. Let's get going. Uh-oh, looky there. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Wow, that's beautiful. Let's keep going. Oh, and there's some down in here too. More gold, more chunky gold. Looks absolutely gorgeous. Remember, we've got 3 grams guaranteed, so hopefully we're gonna find it a little bit everywhere. But I know there's gonna be a bunch in this larger stuff. Man, this is beautiful. I'm working out in my shop today. It's really windy outside. And last week I started upgrading my lighting. I've got an old shop. It's nice, it's big, it's nice. I've got an old shop, and it's got the old 8-foot dual 8-foot fluorescent tube bulbs. And I went to Lowe's and found an upgrade that I really like. It's two, I'm just gonna put this in here. I don't know what all's gonna be in there. Boy, there's really not much difference. So we're just gonna pan all this out together. Anyway, I went to Lowe's and picked up a really nice LED. And yeah, it is about 3 times, 4 times brighter than my old bulbs are. So I thought it might be fun with some really bright LED light to pan this stuff out, because I just really haven't done it inside before. I've always done it outside, kind of in the sunlight. All right, so we're really just gonna work 2 classifications. There's a lot, we'll call it minus kitchen strainer, and just a little bitty bit of plus kitchen strainer. But you can see there's a lot of good stuff in this one. Woohoo! All right, back when we get to the panning station. All right, this is my little panning station I've got set up. I've got a kind of a medium-sized roasting pan here. Again, I'd probably use something different outside. I'm just in my shop's concrete floor all the way around. Got a material over here. First, I'm going to add some water. Get this ready to go. If I splash a little over it, not a big deal. And let's see. Going to use a little jet dry rinse aid here. This is used as a surfactant. Basically, it breaks the water tension. If you think about water, it kind of has unique properties. For example, if you're boiling water on a stove, you'll notice it's moving, it's moving, it's moving, it's moving. The water's moving all around, and it's having difficulty trying to break the tension of the surface of the water. And once it starts boiling, it typically goes to a rapid boil fairly quickly. kind of the same process in reverse. So anyway, that'll keep the gold from floating away. We're going to start out with just a couple spoonfuls to see what we've got to start with in the fine stuff today. Here we go. Well, it's not too muddy yet, which is good. I took a magnet to this material, to this Paydirt, and there was very, very few magnetics in here, which kind of surprised me because it's so small and so dark. So I just left them in. There really wasn't enough to bother with. This may take a little while. May need to speed this up. I need to speed it up. I'll add a little music for you. All right, got some gold in here. Woohoo! Got my handy dandy stuffer bottle. Take a look, see if we can see this gold. There we go. Maybe right there. Look at that. Nice and chunky. All right. I didn't know if there's really going to be much in this really fine stuff, so I'm glad in the first pan, boom. We'll see what the second pan has to offer. Let's spin it back, take a look. Oh yeah, peeking through, peeky peeky. Got some shiny. Oh, it's little. Very nice. This is fun. This is gonna be a fun one. There's some little bitty teeny tiny flower gold in here too. Not much, just a little bit. There we go. All right, 2 pans and some gold. Try not to block the camera here, just kind of looking to see what little flour gold's in here. Not much. Maybe a couple little bitty specks. All right, this is going to be a process, a couple spoons at a time. What we're going to do is speed this up, play a little bit of music. If there's anything really exciting, I'll show it to you. This little project at 2 spoonfuls per pan took a lot longer than expected, so we're going to take a short break and grab some supper. Okay guys, we had to take a short little break. Why? Because it's time to eat. But you might want to see what we got going in the smoker. There's a little pellet grill. Got some big old stuffed burgers. Little garlic, cheese, fresh egg, breadcrumbs. Yep, just dipped them. Gonna cook them to 165 internal temperature. Very important 50 gram beef. The thermometer here just looks good. Very important 50 gram beef. Those other meats to the right temperature, so yeah, buddy. A well-deserved break. Let's take a peek around and see what it looks like here in Texas today. It's a beautiful day. Kind of looking out over some pasture, some woods, something hanging on the clothesline. Yeah, Dutch might get a kick out of this. Okay, I gotta tend to my my burgers. I'll catch you back here in just a little bit. We'll try to get the rest of that pan down. Oh. For those of you enjoying the long version, supper was great. It just takes a while at one big ladle full at a time. This is beautiful gold, and I just want to make sure I get it all, so you can bear with me. We'll just take our time with it, and we'll get her done. So, if you watched my video at the beginning, you noticed that I had a really nice little pistol there, a little revolver, whatever you want to call it. I'll tell you a funny story about that revolver. That revolver is really unique. It's not unique. There were probably hundreds of thousands of those made. But it's unique to me because it was the largest purchase I ever made on a pistol. My wife and I it was in the 80s, and we went to a gun show in Denton, Texas, just north of Fort Worth and Dallas. And we kind of lived in the area, a little city called Corinth, and they had some really nice gun shows, and it was in the 80s, late 80s. It was just before our son was born. And there was a brand new FFL. He didn't even have a brick and mortar store yet. Just got his license, and he went to some small town and he bought out the police. They had a sale to the FFLs where they get rid of their old equipment. Oh man, this is the very first pan I've seen no gold. Let me try this again. I had a little after supper beverage, so I might need to rethink this. Anyway, so it's a pretty big gun show. Again, this is in like the middle 80s, and I saw this guy come in, and he's walking around, and he's got 3 Smith Wesson boxes under his left arm and 3 Smith Wesson boxes under his right arm. And I say, what do you have? He says, I've got some .357 Magnum revolvers, and I'm getting $275 a piece for them. I said, okay, well, I said, that's a little high. I said, I'll check you before I leave. We'll probably spend about an hour. And I said, I'll check and see what you got before we leave. Well, that's the first one I've had 0 gold in. Wow, wouldn't you know? Anyway, so we walk around the gun show. Nothing really exciting. And just before we leave, run into the same dude. Still walking around. 6 boxes, 6 blue Smith Wesson boxes, 3 under each arm, walking around trying to peddle these revolvers. I think he started out at like $275 or something, and in middle to late 80s, that's kind of about what they were worth. So I said, have you sold any? He goes, no. I said, well, what are they going for now? They were down to like $250. I go, okay, well, that's not bad. I said, what if I bought like 2 or 3 of them? Could I get a deal? He says, yeah. He says, I'll go to $225. So I'm thinking, all right, not bad, $225. So I said, what if I bought like 5 or 6? And he goes, well, I could probably go down to 200. So this was a brand new FFL guy, just got his FFL license, and didn't have a brick and mortar store, and he was needing to make his money back. So I said, what if I bought like 10 or 15? He said, well, I could probably sell them for like $185 a piece. I said, how many do you have? He said, I've got a whole trunk full. So I thought, oh boy. So we went out to the parking lot. This is one of those great deals. We go out to the parking lot. We're in the parking lot. And he opens up the trunk, and his entire trunk is full of pistol boxes that he had bought out from this smaller police department when they were changing over probably to semi-automatic pistols. So I said, 185 each. He goes, yeah. So we started looking through them, and some of them were really beat up. And I said, can I like kind of grade some of these out and pick some of the better ones? He said, yeah. So I went through his whole trunk, and I remember he had a Ruger Blackhawk, big hunting revolver, 44 Magnum. I got it for $185. I got about 12 or 14 of these Model 13s, and I picked the best of his lot. He let me just go through them and pick them. So I got the best of his lot. I'm sure he made his money back, no problem. I'm sure he made money on the deal. And so yeah, I got the Ruger, the hunting pistol. It was gorgeous. It was huge. It was big, 44 Magnum. I got like 12 or 14 of these Model 13 pistols, and have a little beverage after supper. And anyway, there was something else in there. I forget what it was, but it was some unusual little revolver. And yeah, bought them all, paid cash. And back in the day, back in the 80s, I mean, there really wasn't a lot of internet, middle 80s. So what you did was you just advertised in the paper. So I advertised in the Denton paper that I had some 357 Smith Wesson Magnums. And most people wanted the ones with the target sights and target grips and target hammer and target this and target that. These are all fixed sight, Model 13, bull barrel, 4-inch. I had a really nice deer lease at Sonora, Texas, and so I went down to the deer lease and I took probably the top 6 or 7 or so that I thought looked the best. And I thought, well, I'm gonna put some targets up and shoot and see which one's most accurate, because I, at the time, wasn't really a big fan of fixed sights. So I settled in on this one that you see. Matter of fact, it's on my hip right now on a little holster here. Yep, this little guy right here. I've got the wood stocks for it, loaded with 357 mags. But I kind of like the Packmeyers for actually shooting because they're a little bit softer on the hands, and I don't want to beat up the wooden stocks. They're too pretty. So, a little history on the pistol. If y'all are interested, let me know. If you're not, hey, if it's too much info, let me know. But this one is special to me. I mean, at 25 yards, I can probably hit a quarter with it. It's super accurate. And well, I'll say 15 yards, maybe not 25, but easily at 15 yards, I can pop a quarter with it. And whenever I go deer hunting or any kind of hunting, or just traipsing around on the trails in the woods and this and that, I think it's smart to have something on you, because where I have this cabin, there's everything from mountain lions to, recently I literally saw a rabbit, a coyote. I mean, you could tell just by the way he acted. One tiny piece of gold. Look at that little guy. Wow. Little guy, I love you. Hope you can see that little guy right there. Boom. Get him in the snuffer bottle. That was a lot of work. That was a lot of fun. Got it, I think. Yep, got him. So anyway, a little bit of history on that particular revolver. It's a hoot to shoot. Super accurate, a lot of fun. A lot of history in those old revolvers. Back before the days of the polymer wonders. So I think what I'm going to do is do a shorter version and do a longer version. So you can have the long version if you want to hear me yap, and the shorter version if you just want to say, "Oh, there's the gold." So burgers turned out great. I took a little snap. I'll show it up here as far as how they turned out. Just kind of for your information, me personally, I love to cook. As a youngster, probably 8, 10, somewhere in there, I won my first blue ribbon in the Missouri State Fair for peanut butter cookies. My mother was an excellent cook, and I have retired, and I've retired from food service. I've been everything from busboy, delivery driver, multi-unit manager, franchise consultant, training center manager, training center instructor. The last 15 years I worked with an awesome company, and I didn't want to do all the travel. I've also been vice president and regional director and president of a company and this and that, but I truly love just managing one business, 4 corners. The group that I was in, I don't really want to say what group it was, but it was an extremely well-known company. It's Italian food, I'll put it that way. It was Italian food. And I earned a lot of recognition with that company over the years, but I think recognition for low crew member turnover and this and that, but the most important award I ever got from that company was Best Taste of Food. So out of nearly 700 restaurants in the chain, my restaurant won the best tasting food in the entire company. And that to me was the pinnacle. It had no cash value, but to be a Fortune 100 company and to have your restaurant win the best tasting food in the entire company, voted on by customers, guests, that was special. That and the kind of teamwork that it takes, and the great people that you get to surround yourself with, that makes everything happen, because that's really what it's all about. I'm sure there's a lot of new management personnel and people out there that, hey, this is the last one of the little stuff. That think that they're the ones that makes everything happen, and without them the world doesn't turn. That's absolutely incorrect. You know, great, well, I would say people who achieve great results are not great in themselves. People who achieve great results surround themselves with the right team, the right people, with the right attitude, positive attitude, knowing that they can, whatever the task is, they can take it on head on and achieve their goal, and to be able to encourage them and to supply them with what is necessary for them to get their work done. Those are the great managers, the ones that truly understand that the management position actually doesn't make any money for the company. The management position is a no sale. In other words, they don't generate income. It's all the other people that work with or for the management position. Depends on how your structure's laid out. Those are the ones that make the difference. Those are the ones that talk with the guests, that make the connection, that, you know, drives the entire business. As a general manager, I was one of very few people to get to win, thanks to a team. I got to win a trip to Italy and to go train with some of the best chefs in Italy, and to get to teach a lot of students in Italy on a couple different occasions at multiple different culinary schools and institutions. And that was something that was just a blessing. It's nice to travel, but it's really nice to travel with a purpose and to get a great learning experience as well as a great teaching experience. I found one thing that was kind of unusual in Italy, that almost lost him. I don't speak Italiano, pero yo comprendo español. And I thought it was interesting that pretty much everybody in Italy can speak Spanish. So if you can speak a little Spanish, especially kitchen Spanish, all right, we are done with this. Woohoo! That you can pretty much communicate at least a 90% level in the culinary institutes and kitchens of Italy, and that was awesome. So going for the big stuff. Let me get the big stuff in here. Okay, back to where I was. Yep, this is going to be the best pan of the day. Woohoo! So yeah, going to Italy, and muy importante para todas las personas allá hablan español y inglés también. So it's very important for a lot of people to speak in English and Spanish. Spanish kind of translates through a lot of different places. I am no genius, no perfect. I am not great in Spanish. Pero yo comprende mucho español, pero no habla español muy bien. So I understand a lot more Spanish than I can speak. So, but it was great to go to. We went to one school in. It was on the coastline, and it was a really nice school where they took kids that were basically in Italy. They were basically about their junior year, and they wanted to go into a trade. So they have different choices in Italy. So when you get like freshman, sophomore, you can start making choices. Well, all these kids wanted to go into a culinary school to learn the trade of culinary. Some wanted to be bartenders, some wanted to be servers, some wanted to be chefs, some wanted to be this, that, whatever. And so they all go into this school, and you catch them at about age 15, 16, 17, somewhere in there, 18. And we got to go in there and work with these kids. That particular day we went in was kind of like the day that I found out that everybody over there understood Spanish. And then I thought, woohoo, I'm in good shape because I can speak some kitchen Spanish. I've been doing this for a long time. Yep, I retired from the kitchen, but from culinary. But anyway, oh, my girl's over there, little Peanut's barking away. Peanut, Peanut, come here, girl. Peanut. My little corgi. Come here, sweetie. Come here, baby. Come here. She's camera shy. Anyway, we got in and we got to work with them, and what was awesome was we're right on the Mediterranean Sea, and they catch all of these fish and mussels and calamari and all this stuff way early in the morning, and it hits the dock, and it's acquired and it's taken to the culinary school, and then from there we take this fresh, recently harvested that morning, all this seafood, and we make this amazing entire meal of seafood brodato, different types of fishes that were prepared, etc. And it was crazy. It was so much fun. So we got to work with all the kids in the kitchen and teach them a lot of stuff about how to prepare different types of fish, how to make a seafood brodato, which is basically a seafood type of a soup. Okay. And then once it was all prepared, all of us went and sat down, and we were the guests, and it was crazy. These, 15, 16, 17-year-old kids are now serving us and going through all the motions of a, quote, waiter and all this kind of stuff. And it was the first time they did it. So it was great to, praise them and critique them and help them. It was just a great experience. So, hey, don't know where that came from. But anyway, we're down to the best part. And that was kind of a best part of that particular trip when I went over there. So. All right, let's get to this best part here, because this is what we're looking for. Woohoo! Oh, so beautiful. This is the super big chunky stuff. And those big rocks really don't want to move. Let's see what all we got up here. Bunch of rocks. Gonna move these up. I know there's a bunch of big gold in here. Let's see if we can float some of them off. Oh yeah, there they go. But yeah, Italy, beautiful country, beautiful people. very religious, very Catholic, very religious, lovely people. Rome is a must. You have to go to Rome. You have to go see what Rome has to offer. The history there is, I wish I would have learned more in history when I was a kid. I just didn't think much of history. I thought, hey, that's in the past, it's not important. Wrong. The history in Rome is unbelievable. The people of Rome are just unbelievable, all throughout Italy. I would go back there in a heartbeat. It's a beautiful place. Okay, here's a little quickie of all of the big stuff that came out of the +10 or -10, whatever it is. And let's add it all in. Okay, we got it all out. Put it all up here in the corner. Still got a few black sands in here. We're going to work those out. We'll get it all cleaned up. We'll get a quick weigh-in. See you in just a minute. Okay, time for the moment of truth. This little guy on here, let's see how well we did today. See if we got 3 grams. Look at that, wow. 3.095, woohoo! We did great. Well, just want to say thanks to goldnuggetsforsale.com. They did a great job. The bag was a ton of fun to pan out. It was more challenging than I thought. It was really a lot of fun. All the small stuff, I pretty much had to do a small ladle at a time. And yeah, 3.0, I'm talking so it keeps moving, but 3.095, super happy with that. Guys, that's all I got for you today. Hope everything's going well for you and yours. Happy trails.